So I got a question for you. I'm going to speak for your followers. I enjoy watching these videos. I have my own YouTube channel, so I'm off doing my separate thing. I I have been in a lot of casinos lately. You can see all the different cards. But your viewers are probably wanting to know, one, how come we don't get to see as many videos as we want? And I helped start this channel. I tried to get DarkStar to put more content out more frequently, but he was doing so well in casinos that he didn't have time, and I totally get that. For my own channel, I don't even put out enough content, and I'm working on that. But so your viewers are probably wondering, one, when are we going to start seeing more content? Are you going to go away for a long period of time? You're going to go away for permanently? What are your plans?
I'm glad you brought that up. So, by the way, Fantasy Dream Homes, he's too modest to plug his own show.
I need all the subscribers I can get, so.
Yeah, so Fantasy Dream Homes, check it out. It's a very interesting channel. You learn not only about the homes, I don't want to do a whole big long commercial here for it, but it is really cool. You learn about the homes, but you also learn about the area. That's the part I like, because I'm not so much into the Fantasy Dream Homes, honestly, but I am interested in the history of the area a lot of times he talks about, and things like that. So I find that very interesting.
Thank you.
Part of the reason I'm making this video is a lot of people have been saying, are you still alive? What happened? DarkStar Lives. I'm still here. I'm sorry. I feel bad.
By the way, he only has a hand.
Yes.
That's his whole body.
I just try to, I'm still trying to, like I said, I'm not doing as much blackjack, but I'm still doing some blackjack, so we'll try to keep the identity somewhat concealed for now. So it's a weird shot, I know. So I do this all the time when I talk, and so we're just having a conversation now, and this happens to me all the time. Paul knows this. I get diverted. By the way, we're in Paul's hotel room here, because we're talking about the shots, what made me think of it. And Paul has been able to live in hotels now, free, for going on like 3 months.
It's been about 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
Non-stop.
Non-stop. Different hotels.
I'm going from casino to casino.
Yeah.
Comped.
Yeah, completely comped.
I'm not happy about it, by the way. It gets real old being in casinos.
Okay.
I found an apartment, which is, I've been waiting for very specific apartments to open up in the city that I live. And finally, they're starting to open up. And so, going to see a manager on Wednesday to talk about. But anyway, sorry.
No, that's all right. But some of the hotels have been very nice.
Oh yeah, no, really nice, really nice.
This is a very, very basic one.
Oh yeah,
but some of them have been very fancy.
High rise,
yeah.
penthouse,
yeah,
kind of apartment, without exaggerating, absolutely stunning views.
Yeah, yeah. So that's been cool. So that's one of the perks of not doing blackjack, because when you do blackjack, you know, you can't put your identity out there, you can't have a player's card, but when you can play with a player's card and you can rack up all these points, the hotels are very generous. I'm going to Vegas. I've taken already several trips to Vegas this year. I'm taking 2 more in December. Airfare is free. A nice suite is free. Food is free. And they even give me some show-up money to gamble with. Not a huge amount usually, but last time it was about $1,200 to gamble with, plus more food than I could eat and everything. So that's one of the cool things. Anyway, I feel bad about not making videos. I haven't made a video in a long time. It's been forever. And I'm sorry about that. I've been extremely busy with all these other things. I just haven't been able to find the time to do it. But I finally said, okay, I have to at least do something. The viewers have been so kind, and I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate that you're still looking for me, even though it's been a long time. So I'm not going to make any promises about making videos. Um, but when I do make a video, I'm probably not going to. If you go through my videos, I've said just about everything about blackjack that I think I can say. Um, I'm sure there's other things, but I've covered most of the topics. People a lot of times will send in a question, can you make a video about double deck? Well, I've made like 2 videos about double deck.
Yeah, but I'll play devil's advocate
Okay.
here. And this, I've seen this on YouTube. I'm extremely involved on YouTube, and people, they don't care if you repeat. They actually want you to repeat.
Okay.
I watch this. I watch a channel called My Self Reliance. It's about a guy up in Canada, up in Ontario, building his amazing log cabin home. Well, you watch him do the same things day after day. He's like, cleaning logs off, taking the bark off logs and stuff like that. And you would think you get tired of it, but people actually don't mind repetition. So, but your viewers are pretty good at commenting, so maybe they could leave comments about kind of video topics they would like to see, and then it's up to you whether you're even able to address those topics or whether you want to address those topics. So I would say viewers, put in the comments what you want to see videos about.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to that, and even if I've already made one, sure, maybe I'll make another one. There's always another way of looking at it. But going forward, if I do release videos, and I will release videos, but they'll be kind of sporadic, I think. I doubt they'll be coming out once a week or anything like that. But I think I'm going to talk more about advantage play gambling in general. And like one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is what happened to me yesterday. Yesterday, I went to the casino. Within the first hour, I was ahead by a little over $500. And this completely irrational thought popped into my head like, well, $500 is not horrible for a day. I could just go home now. It wouldn't be terrible,
I'd be thinking that way all the time. It's like, I'm out of here.
And it's not because I'm afraid of losing the $500.
No.
More
It's like,
laziness.
Yes. Hey, I made plenty of money today. I'm going home.
Right. So that thought popped in my head. And then I thought, no. You came here to work. You're putting in at least 8 hours. And it was Friday. It was very busy. The casino. There was plays everywhere. And then I found a real simple play, a little thing, like I said, I wasn't even going to bother with. But there's a few games that not that many people know about, or they don't play them right. Anyway, I found this play, and I just got a lucky spin. It was in a positive EV state, and what happened was the reason I'm playing it, but it was still a very lucky spin. And, I bet like $7, and on the second spin, so $14 in, I won a little over $1,300. And so I thought that was pretty good. And there was still one more positive spin left. So I did the second spin, that paid like $250 more on top of that. So now, on top of the $500 I was already up, now I'm up, 18, almost, a little over $2,000. So, okay, now I got $2,000. And that's a really good day. I could easily leave now, and I had about 6 hours in at that time. And I thought, no, put in at least 2 more hours. It's very busy. And I won another $800 in that 2 hours. So I was up $2,800. And at that point, it was already a 10-hour day. And I was going to go home, but I found more plays. And I thought, no, it's going to be even better when people start going home. Like,
So we're talking really, really late.
Wee hours of the morning, like 3, 4 in the morning. It's going to be really good. Now I got there at like 2 in the afternoon, and I'm thinking, yeah, like around 3 a.m. this is gonna be good, so I should hang out, and and even if there's not a lot of plays right now, I can go play video poker for a little while. I can make a little bit of money on that maybe. So anyway, long story short, I ended up losing most of that $2,800. I gave back about $2,000 of it, and I ended up about $800 ahead, which is only a little bit better than after that first hour. But I don't regret it at all. I didn't, not for a minute, because it was the right thing to do, and I would do it again. And that's the mindset that you have to have if you're going to be a professional. If I was just a recreational player, I'd be saying, "Oh man, why did I give back that $2,000? I was up $2,800. I'd already been there all day. I should have just left with the $2,800." That's nonsense, because I could go back tomorrow or the next day and give the $2,000 back then. What difference does it make when I give it back? And as a matter of fact, you're better off giving it back while you're there instead of spending the money to drive out there again and go through it all over again.
And also at that time of morning, you could see the wild skanky hookers coming out.
Yes.
You can see the
I did see, there was a show yesterday.
I always miss this.
There definitely was a show yesterday. I'm not saying that it was anything that
something you really don't want to see.
Usually the people that are half naked are the people that you wish were
fully clothed.
Yeah, like
winter clothing.
Yeah, exactly, like they had a parka on or something. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I will say this about blackjack as compared to slots. Now blackjack can get old too. But every once in a while, like I played blackjack the other day, and so this was not really high stakes at all. My first bet was $50 off the top of the shoe. It got good pretty quickly, and I raised my bet from 50 to 100. Well, that immediately generated a call upstairs, and I can even hear the guy saying that he wanted my play evaluated. And how do I know they were talking about me? I was the only one there, so that's the first mistake I made.
Wow.
Yeah, well, and you really don't want to do that, by the way. You really don't want to play when you're the only one there. And when I say the only one there, I don't mean the only one at the table. I mean the only one in the casino playing blackjack.
Because they have nothing else to do but watch you.
Right.
They're bored.
Exactly. So yeah. And then somebody else did sit down, and they jumped in the middle. Well, they jumped in with like one hand left in the shoe, which aggravates a lot of people. But whatever, I don't care. But that was my excuse to then go to two hands, and I went to like two hands of 200. Well, they just about fainted when they saw that. And then I had like a crowd of people watching all of a sudden, because this was a lot of money to this little Iowa casino.
Okay, yeah, you were okay.
Yeah, I was in Iowa.
Okay.
During the week.
Okay.
So it's kind of like that Stewie joke from Family Guy. It's like going to a strip club on a Tuesday at 3 in the afternoon. Nobody's in there. It was pretty dead. So anyway.
Hey, by the way, I read a recommendation for a restaurant in LeClaire, Iowa called Stevenson's, I believe. And if anybody knows if that's a good place, I recommend it to DarkStar. Put it in the comments if you've heard about it. I heard they got some amazing, food there, some flambe, some kind of wild stuff. So, just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thanks. I'll check that out. So, anyway, believe it or not, for me, that was fun. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the cat and mouse game, especially since right now it's not my only source of income. You know, I can do other things. If they throw me out, and actually this particular casino has thrown me out at least once. I believe there's video of that.
Okay.
One of the things that came up at dinner tonight before we did this filming was the Great Resignation, as they're calling it.
Yes.
And I think you have some thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, I've been, for the month of September, 4.4 million Americans, that's 3% of the workforce, left their jobs. That is astonishing. And the lower end workers, the people in the service sectors, feel like they have the advantage. And they quit without any kind of guilt or worry, because they know they can get just the same kind of low paying job, somewhere else. So there's no pressure on them to stay employed. And I totally get it. I'm semi-employed myself. For those of you, your followers don't know, I work as a freelance writer on Upwork. Please hire me. But I'm being forced to look for one of those lower service sector jobs. Like, you might see me at your local Walmart.
Really, even as the former Prime Minister of Canada, I don't know if you saw that. Someone commented on our YouTube channel. Is it true, like Google says? First of all, Google doesn't really say anything; they just give you search results. But is Google wrong? They said, I'm paraphrasing. They said something like, "Is Google wrong, or did Paul Martin, former Prime Minister of Canada, co-write your book?"
Yes. Well, there's also a Paul Martin that has been on one of America's most popular soap operas for years.
Oh,
that's the character name. I don't know if he's still on there.
Okay.
But I just remember when I was in college, friends would tell me, "Oh, there's Paul Martin on Days of Our Lives," or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's a very common name, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Paul is common,
Yes.
and Martin is relatively common
There's
last
probably
name.
6,000 of us
Yeah.
somewhere just in America, so which has its advantages, because when creditors are looking for you, and I
Sure.
have great experience with that, they have a really tough time because they constantly get you mixed up with other Paul Martins, so.
Yeah, well, and if you were, now you're an AP, but you're not a Blackjack AP, so you're not hiding your identity. But if you were like to get into the Griffin book or whatever as a Paul Martin, there's probably 100 Paul Martins in that book.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it definitely has its advantage that way. The disadvantage is, like, if your friends are looking for you, they're never going to find you.
Oh, yeah.
Like high school classmates,
Sure.
because there's too many of us out there, so.
Sometimes it's good to be hard to find.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So what do you think about the Great Resignation?
I think that people have discovered what I discovered a long time ago. It didn't take a pandemic for me to realize that going to work every day for somebody else really sucks. And why? Even before I became a professional gambler, before I became an AP, my wife and I both took like a year off. And we didn't even have any money. But I just thought, well, we just put it on credit cards and we'll figure it out. Because people work all their lives and then they retire, and then like 10 years later they're dead. And they're retiring when they're like too old and feeble to really enjoy anything,
Right.
And so we were like in our 30s, I
Right.
think, or 40s maybe, I don't know, late 30s maybe, something like that. And I said, why don't we take a year now, if it means one less year of retirement, if it means 2 less years of retirement, who cares?
Yeah.
Why do we have to wait? What if we don't even make it that long?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are figuring that out now. And there's government money coming in for people. There was, and for some people there still is. I get a child tax credit check every month. Because I got 2 kids, so every month the government gives me $500.
Sweet.
not like $500 is going to allow me
But
to not
it's-
work, but it's something.
Helps a lot.
Yeah,
That's a big help.
Yeah, and there's other help right now. You know, there was the expanded unemployment and all that. So it made it easy for people to say, "Hey, let me see if there's something else I can do." There's a lot. Like I've always said, even before I became an AP, there are so many ways to make money without working. There's a lot of different things you can do. Now, unfortunately, usually it takes money to make money. You know, you have to have some sort of startup money. Definitely for gambling, stock trading, which is another form of gambling, you have to have some sort of seed money. But there are other things too that don't require any money. You start a YouTube channel for one thing. You know, before I did this type of gambling, I gambled on the other side. You were part of that business with Sky Club. That did not take a lot of money to get started.
Yeah.
We should have definitely been more well capitalized than we were, but it
Right.
worked out. So I just think people are discovering what I've known all along, you've known all along, and that is that there's better ways to live your life other than just
Working for the man.
just working for the man, just and all the hassle of going to work. And if people can work from home, I think they're a lot more willing to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like
Yeah, well, I can't say stress it enough. I've never been happier in my life when I'm working for myself. When I have my own business or have my own way of generating income without having to go into some place from 9 to 5 or midnight till 7 a.m. or whatever the case may be. 7 to 8, punching a time clock. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's miserable, and the benefits for a lot of low-end service sector jobs are horrible, and they don't do anything to make you feel welcome. They'll fire you without any hesitation for the stupidest things. So no, I love, and I'm sure you're right. I think that has a lot to it. I think a lot of Americans, they got the bug. They found out how good it is to either figure out a way to make income by themselves at home, or they're going to be very picky about going back to work.
yeah, definitely. I definitely think so. And so, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm, you know, it's cliche to say living the dream, and most of the time people say it sarcastically, but I'm living the dream, and it's not that I'm making a lot of money. It's that I don't have to work for anybody else, and I can
Easily pay your
make
bills.
a living. I can easily, comfortably pay my bills. I can go on vacation.
Right.
Well, that about wraps it up for today. I'll end with this picture of Paul on a recent trip to Vegas that we took. Maybe not that recent. This was a couple years ago, but I think this was the last trip that Paul and I took together to Las Vegas. It was a fun trip. It was mostly just for fun. I did gamble a little bit. It was back when I was playing Blackjack exclusively. So look for new videos every now and then. If you subscribe, you'll get notified when I do put out a video. Like I said, they might be a little sporadic, but I'm going to try. I'm going to at least try to make a few videos. I appreciate all the comments from people asking me to make more videos, so I'm going to try to honor that request as best I can. I will look at the comments and try to reply to the comments at least. And you can check me out on Patreon as well. Everyone, may the count be with you.